we didn't understand coming into this proposal that there was so much of a traffic and parking concern in the area, but we get that now. And I just want to say that this is a 9,900 square foot building. Some business use is going to eventually go into it. We hope, we don't want it to remain vacant, I would hope, that a certain business will end up in this building. And I just want to say, you know, why would a daycare be better than another proposed use? Safety-wise, the people who are driving with young children in their cars are most likely going to be more conscientious drivers, not whipping around, not doing dangerous things, right? They want to be safe with their children, so they're going to be parents of very small children. The other piece is the regular business hours thing that was mentioned. The safety concern about the fire drills, those can be made into the attached fenced-in playground on site, so that they go directly out a door into a fenced-in area. It's very safe the way that that's structured. So I don't know. I guess I would just want to summarize that there will be a use, and if this is denied, the next business owner proposing to come into this amazing opportunity on that very busy corner may not be as community oriented and as community minded and as willing to address the concerns with solutions like the shuttle. So, thank you.
Now would be a good time for
And we'll close the public, if we can close the public hearing first, then I can start with that.
Okay, if we're done with that, we will close the public hearing.
Okay. And then if Attorney Byer could just remind the Planning Commission of conditions upon which they're asked to review, and then I have promised the applicant that I would show a brief video of some of the drop-off, pick up the traffic as part of the revised application.
Thank you very much. I want to give kind of a big picture of how this process works, because I know we probably have a lot of people here that may not have seen the conditional use application process play out before. So in the Shorewood Village Code, Chapter 535 is our zoning code. And it starts out by saying there's certain districts in the municipality where certain types of things are absolutely permitted. And then beyond that, it says that if you're looking to move into a space and begin a use that's not expressly provided or permitted by the existing code, there's a process by which you can come in front of the Plan Commission, and the Plan Commission has authority to say, okay, even though that wasn't a permitted use when we originally had these districts set up, we're going to consider it for these reasons. So really then, what is the criteria? How does the Plan Commission make that decision? Well, the code tells us in section 535-25 sub 3, it says no conditional use permit shall be authorized by the Plan Commission unless the Commission shall find that. And then I don't want to read all of them because it would take a while, but there's 7 subsections there. And they are basically a set of criteria that must be met before the Plan Commission can grant that conditional use and say, yes, even though it's not an express use, you can do that. And there was a change in the law just last year where the state legislature imposed some additional criteria on this. And so what the new state law says is that all of these conditions found in 535-25C, that the applicant bears the initial burden to demonstrate by some substantial evidence that these criteria can be met. Just as an example, what it says is that the establishment, maintenance, or operation of the conditional use will not be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare. We just use that as an example because it's number 1 under sub C. So as a preliminary matter, what the change in the law says is that the applicant has a burden to establish by substantial evidence that these items listed in our code can be met. Now, however, the law also says that if the applicant meets that burden, if they establish by substantial evidence that they can meet all of the 7 criteria that is listed, then the Plan Commission must grant the conditional use permit. So it's not if you're here and wondering, well, how do we really do this? Do we like it or do we not like it? No, what the Plan Commission is doing is evaluating under those specific 7 criteria in 535-25. So also, the new law says is that if indeed it also says in another part of it, that if the municipality's decision to approve or deny the conditional use permit must be supported by substantial evidence. So substantial evidence, as an example, are the parking studies, what they show, the opinions of the village engineer, what his opinions are. That's the type of evidence the Planning Commission is going to be looking at in making its decision. With respect to, now that handles the conditional use. We also have some parking regulations as well. And under 535-51, it lists the criteria for special exceptions. So in other words, as Bart was explaining earlier, it says if you're going to have a particular type of a business, you have to have so many spaces available, and that's based upon historical criteria and analysis to say, well, you know, if you're going to have a hair salon, you need this. You have transient customers, you need this many. If you have a daycare, you're going to need this many based upon a different set of criteria. So that's set up. So the request for the special exception is to say we don't have those number of spaces. We would like a special exception because for these reasons. So the law that relates to substantial evidence also applies to that request as well. So whatever decision is made should be made upon substantial evidence. And all of the planning commissioners are very familiar with, and they've studied, and they also have it included in their packet, all of the criteria addressed in 535 sub 25C. And that's been the focus here tonight. The last point I want to make is that even though this particular applicant has been here before, and there was a previous request for conditional use that was denied, this is a brand new request. So it doesn't mean that if an area wasn't explored earlier, that it can't be asked about tonight. It doesn't mean that the Planning Commission cannot ask questions in those areas. It doesn't mean that we're only limited to parking issues. This is a brand new application. It's not an appeal of a denial of a previous application. So any questions that the Planning Commission has are fair and reasonable, and we'll address those as we go on. So I think the key thing to keep in mind is that the criteria under 535-25 sub C, those 7 criteria, and whether you feel that there is substantial evidence to demonstrate that the applicant can meet those concerns.
Do you want the video?
Yes, and so I did promise the applicant that I would allow him to share some video of his drop-off times at one of the facilities in Minneapolis.
Is that all? Can everybody see okay?
So this is France Avenue, which is very similar to Oakland as far as vehicles per day, and our business district in our suburb, as well as bordering up into Minneapolis. You can see consistent car flow. This is at the beginning of drop-off at 8 a.m. This is the CASA facility that currently has 12 parking spaces, 2 of which are occupied by a bus and a van, and only 1 entrance and exit. So people coming in and exiting are the same. What you don't see is that just prior to me taking this video, this bus stop, but also similar to Shorewood, 2 employees got off the bus and went right into the building. As I move down here, you will see the driveway approaching. This is the same sunny line neighborhood that you guys are describing, that you're concerned that vehicles are going to be coming down. These parents aren't coming recklessly in and out, but yet they're going to work. These houses that you're looking at, one of which is abutted to the facility with a fence, which you'll see here, all run in the $750,000 to well over $1 million. This is an affluent, nice neighborhood. that I actually take this street to drop my daughter off every single day. This is 51st Street. If you were to go one block north, that's our Capitol Drive. So it has the same vehicles per day that Capitol does. What you see here is an employee who parked on the street walking into work. What you'll also notice is that these neighborhoods don't have an alley. So these people have the same issues you do of having driveways that exit onto the street, yet they're not parked in. You know, the assumptions made on clientele that haven't even existed are assuming the worst of people. How many of you drive recklessly with your children in your vehicle? How many of you are rude enough to park someone in to their neighborhood? That house on the corner there sold for over $1 million. Again, you see how few vehicles are going in and out. This is at 8:15. Again, our business district full of restaurants and shops. What you see as you go further down is you see employees walking from down the street that had parked, bringing their own children into CASA. There's no queuing of cars here. The facility's the same size, the parking lot's even smaller, with even worse ingress and egress. Again, there's the fence, very similar to what you'll find on the back of 4114. This is just a random, typical drop-off that you're seeing day after day.
Is this the same that was in the other video? This looks like a repeat of what you were.
So, ma'am, what I did was I took them at 8, 8:15, 8:30, so you could see not just one instance, but 3 instances on the same day.
But I haven't seen any parent dropping any child off.
You didn't see the vehicles pulling in and out of the driveway?
I don't see
So
anyone parked on the street.
I'm sorry?
I don't see anyone parked on, I don't see anyone parked on any of the streets other than the street behind you. Okay.
So right here you see 2 employees walking with their children. That's a bus stop in front, so no one's going to be parked in front of the building because it's a bus stop. This is all parking right here that can be utilized. But with just 10 spots, 124 student facility is able to do it with no queuing. There's another parent leaving. Again, no queuing, no reckless driving, no danger to children. There's another parent backing out. There's a parent walking to their car.
So every single parent you're showing us in this video is parking in the parking lot.
A 10 vehicle parking lot is holding the same amount of kids that are trying to go into a 33 vehicle parking lot. This is the same demographic that you're going to find in Shorewood as far as the citizens of Shorewood, socioeconomically. You're seeing it video after video.
Is this the last one?
I also have pickup. I have 2 videos of pickup. Then you had the question of people parking on the street. Sometimes people do take 1 or 2 spaces, potentially 3 spaces on that street.
Okay,
on
can you
50
show
first.
one video of pickup and then I think that's good, thanks.
Do you have a preference of which one?
You know, I don't really remember. I mean, they're from 2 months ago, which one? I mean, they're each roughly. That's when I emailed it, man.
I think it's 5:04 p.m.
Yep, so here you see, this is what typical traffic flow is during the PM. These are just the typical, just like this is France, just like Oakland, has vehicles queued up at the stoplight for people coming and going from work. But you don't see queuing of cars pulling into the daycare. Here we have a car parked on the street.
They're much wider.
There we have the lot filled up with parents. I didn't feel like I was in danger from that parent pulling into the parking lot.
That's great.
The Shorewood location is gonna have ingress and egress at 2 different points, facilitating flow. Parents have to leave and enter through that bottleneck. You have a stoplight on one end and a stop sign on the other end, but there's no queuing to get into CASA. Because just like we've expressed, parents don't all show up at once. They're not showing up 750 kids getting picked up at one time like in elementary school.
When were the speed bumps added?
That is not a speed bump, sir, that is they're doing water repairs to the
Oh.
sewers. And so they put the pipes across the road and they built those berms so the cars wouldn't break the pipes. Those are just there temporarily. But none of these cars is being dangerous. This is parents of young
Are
children.
these all single family? Are they duplexes? And what about an apartment building?